Hello. So today I am making Marry Me chicken and garlic mozzarella bread. So I'll just link these recipes in the description for you. But I found this on Instagram, so I'm going to recreate it. But what you'll need for the chicken is about 3 chicken breasts, and what I did was I halved them and then pounded them and made them flat. And you'll need heavy whipping cream, sun-dried tomatoes, olive oil, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter, and then seasonings. You'll need garlic powder, pepper, onion powder, Italian seasoning, parsley, and salt, and then some minced garlic and some chicken stock. But I'm just going to use better than bouillon. And if you want to make the bread, you'll just need, and you also need flour for the chicken, but you'll need flour as well for the bread. And then yeast, instant yeast, sugar, salt, melted butter, just unsalted butter, and some milk, and then 1 egg. And to go on top of that, you can use green onions, and then Parmesan cheese for the bread, and then mozzarella. Oh wait, Parmesan cheese goes in the chicken, mozzarella goes in the bread, and I'm also adding cheddar cheese. Okay, so in this pan I have about, I'll say, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and I have my chicken here. So I'm going to go ahead and season my chicken, and I'm just going to use a tablespoon of each seasoning, or you can dial it back and use a teaspoon. You know I like to over-season stuff. And while you're doing this, right now I'm going to just dredge the chicken in flour, and then you're going to shallow pan fry it a little bit. So while you're doing this, you want to heat up your oil in the oven. Heat up your oil on the stove top. And just like a pan, I have a big pan. You don't want to overcrowd anything though. And you'll need I used 1/4 cup of olive oil. So I'll put the oil on on medium heat. So, alright, tablespoon of each. If you see my shirt, I'm wearing Basketball Hall of Fame shirt. Today the Mavericks play the Lakers. It's going to be Luka Doncic's first game back in Dallas after being traded from Dallas to the Lakers. So it's going to be a sad game for Mavs fans, but I hope he doesn't play too good. But he's probably going to play really good. Revenge game, that's what it's called. But if Anthony Davis does play, he's now on Dallas's team. Let's hope that he plays good too. But I'm going to season this other side again with another tablespoon of each of these seasonings, and then dredge in the flour. Okay, now I have my chicken fully seasoned, and now you want to dredge each piece in some flour. I'm just going to show you one. So do it like this. And shake off the excess flour. And then what you want to do is you want to put all your floured chicken in your oil and cook that 4 to 5 minutes on each side and flip it. Then when you're done, just set it to the side. And I'm going to do that and come back. Okay, so my chicken is done. I finished shallow pan frying it. That's what it looks like. And if you're going to do like what I'm doing, and I'm going to make the bread really quickly, you can put this in a 200 Fahrenheit oven and just have it in there, and it'll stay nice and crispy and warm when you're ready to bake it. Okay, so for the chicken, the cooking process, you want to put about 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan, and then you want to add about 3 cloves of minced garlic and let that saute on medium heat, and let that saute until it becomes fragrant. So I already did that. And this isn't in the recipe, but I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to add a little bit of tomato paste to this. probably a tablespoon. I just wanted to have that tomato flavor to it, you know. And mix that up. I'm also, another thing I'm doing that isn't in the recipe itself, I'm going to put some spaghetti in some water and make some spaghetti to go with this. Okay, but now you want a cup of chicken stock and you want to put this in your water. Put this in your garlic. And put this on medium-low heat, maybe about a minute or two. You want to deglaze your pan. And I'll be back after I do that. Okay, so I deglazed the pan, and now you want to add a cup of heavy whipping cream. Just add that in there, and then also a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And have this on the stovetop medium-low and let it simmer for a few minutes. You want it to be a thicker sauce. Alright, I'm going to put this on the stovetop for a few minutes. Let me add my cheese. One half cup. But you know me, I like a little extra. Let this simmer on the stovetop, and I'll be back. Okay, the sauce has been on the stovetop simmering for a few minutes. It didn't get as thick as I'd want it to be, so I added a little cornstarch to it with some water, and it is thickened up. My issue I'm dealing with right now is the cheese, Parmesan cheese, is not melting. It's like clumping up. I don't know what that's about. So I guess use a better quality Parmesan cheese. But now you want to season your sauce. I'm adding a little salt here, like a fourth a teaspoon of salt, and then some pepper to taste, not too much. And I'm doing Italian seasoning. You can do thyme and oregano. Just a little bit of that, probably a teaspoon. And you want to add a third cup of sun-dried tomatoes. These are already pre-cut julienne slices. I like sun-dried tomatoes, so I'm going to add a lot here. Might as well use a whole bag. And you want to mix this up. And then you want to add in your chicken, which has been sitting out for a little bit. You want to add the chicken and then let this thicken up even more on the stovetop. And you can serve it with rice, pasta, or just by itself. I'm doing spaghetti. Here's the chicken. Just lay that in there. One, two, three, four, 5, and 6 of them. The chicken looks good though. I never made this before, so I'm a bit all over the place with it because I've never made this recipe. So bear with me. There's the sauce and the chicken. I'm going to put this back on the stove for a few minutes, and it should be done in maybe 5 minutes or so. I'll be back. So I have my dough here. It's been in the bread machine, and like I said, you can make this in a bowl and just mix all the ingredients together. I'll link the recipe down below, but this is what it looks like. You'll just need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoon instant yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which you'll have melted, and then 1/2 cup of warm milk, and 1 egg, which you'll whisk. And then you want to put all that in the bowl, and if you do the bread machine, then you'll do it like that in the bread machine. And then you'll need, for the garlic butter, you'll need 2 teaspoons of softened butter, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, and then 2 tablespoons of chopped green onions. I'm not using that today. And then lastly, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I might need some flour, so I have some all-purpose flour so I can knead the dough. But I'm going to dump it out. I'm going to take it and just make a dough ball again. I think I found this recipe, or my mom did, but I used to make this a few years ago a lot, but I haven't made it in several years now, so I'm a bit rusty, but I could make it back in the day a lot easier than that. Well, I could do it easier than now. But you want to, you see that? And I don't think I said, but you'll need mozzarella too for your bread, like a big ball of mozzarella cheese. I'm using shredded cheese. And you just want to, press this in a circle like a pizza crust and leave like an inch thickness around the edges of your dough. It's kind of like a pull apart cheese bread, which I like. It's kind of like a little disc. It's about 6 inches in length and about maybe 8 to 9 inches in width. So now you want to take a knife and score it, but don't cut through the entirety of the bread. And you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way across, and then go this way. Just lightly do it. You don't want to, because you want to put your cheese in the middle of this. And score it about an inch apart. I'm using shredded mozzarella, but this definitely would be better with like a ball of mozzarella that you just cut up yourself. It's easier that way because, tedious if you use shredded cheese. Alright, you see? I did that along the whole way, and now I'm going to score this the other way, straight across. So you see my shirt, I got this at the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts, however you say that. And it was actually a really nice basketball museum. I love basketball stuff. And they had a court there, so I was just playing. I spent more time at the court than I did in the museum itself. But everything was still good. They had like a Kobe Bryant tribute. We went in, I think, 2022. So the tribute, everybody was taking pictures by the mural and all of that. Alright, let me show you. That's what you want it to look like. I kind of cut through a part of that. So I have a pan here, and you want with some foil on it. Transfer this to your pan. Probably easier if you did it to start on your pan. I'm going to show you how to make the garlic butter. I just have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Well, you want it to be softened. I kind of overdid it. And to this butter, you want to add 1 teaspoon of minced garlic and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of your green onions if you're using that. And a little bit of salt. And here I have my cheeses, mozzarella and cheddar. And what you want to do is put that in between here after you spread your garlic butter on top. See? So you want to spread that around. It's going to be messy. Just be warned about that. And I'm going to use all of this. Now what you want to do is you want to take your mozzarella and put it in between each and every single one of your slits in the bread. Just kind of separate it and insert your cheese. It's very difficult with shredded cheese. Should have got a different kind, but you want to do that to the entire thing. Just press it down in there, like so. And after you do this, you want to, start now. Preheating oven of 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I just did mine for 355. I don't want to burn it. But you want to then bake this in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Just check on it. And I'll show you when the bread is done. Alright, so here is the final product of the bread. I had it in there for only about 15 minutes on 355 degrees. It could melt a little bit more, but I'm scared I'll burn it. But that's how it looks. It rolls up really nicely. And you just want to take it and pull it apart. You can cut it up and have it in like breadsticks if you want, but just pull apart bread one square at a time. But that's it for this bread. And yeah. Okay, so I'm finally done. It took me about 2 hours. But this is kind of what you want your sauce consistency to be. Like a very thick sauce. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like. But yeah. Definitely doesn't look like the videos I saw on Instagram, but it still looks decent, still looks good. And here's my bread. And spaghetti. So I'm just going to put that in a bowl and then put this on top of it. But that's it for this video. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. My goal is to get to 200 subscribers just by any time, but hopefully not too long, right? But comment down below if you ever had this or seen this on Instagram or any social media like I did. And once again, recipe, I'll link it in the description for the bread and the chicken. But thank you for watching. See ya.